Shalom, shalom. I would first like to begin the lesson off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops at Great Millstone, who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways, the Akim, as well as you few sisters out there listening and learning. The Aqua to you also I say shalom. It is your brother Hatazagabar back with another lesson through the spirit, man. And it seems as if this week we've been seeing more and more action when it comes to scoffers, mockers, people coming against the truth. People saying the Lord didn't send 100% truth down. GMS does not have 100% truth. All this other foolishness. And then the nature of women as a whole. I'm seeing an uptick in that. You know, as the scriptures tell us, man, pay attention to the signs and the times. And that's exactly what we're doing. The Lord is revealing his secrets to his servants, the prophets. And as you know, it's the spirit, I might as well go ahead and get this. It's 2 Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Right? These people keep on saying, oh, well, you can't say the Lord is speaking through you. Right? At the end of the day, the Lord sent messengers to warn his people. Similar to what the Lord did in the days of Noah. He sent a righteous man down to warn his people at the times that were coming upon the earth. So they, in that time, in that grace period, could try to get themselves right, turn back to the Lord, and hopefully receive salvation. Similar to the times we're in right now, right? In the grace period where the Lord is sealing the hopeful elect. And as the days go on, the chances of making it become slimmer and slimmer, right? More and more people are waking up. And more people are bugging out in the inverse as well. More people are departing from the truth. And the elect is still in their spot. It's still in their spots to call it salvation. Second Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. When thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And that's what's happening, man. Wars and rumors of wars. Earthquakes in diverse places. Death and destruction. Famine, mourning. All those things are going to be amplified throughout the earth very soon. And as we keep sounding the trumpet, the days go on and on. People continue not to listen, or those who choose not to listen, mark themselves for judgment on death and destruction. And electric fire, brimstone, or Jacob's trouble, wherever the Lord sees fit. So with that, man, I'm gonna go ahead and play this video real quick that the brother uploaded. Lord willing, it's edifying.
Women only have authority because men give it to them, right? Because if men wanted to take away your authority in any scenario, they could, right? Let's just acknowledge that. Again, women have rights because men allow them to have rights. Because, and let's just be real. If men wanted to take away women's rights, it would be this easy to do so. They're not doing that. They're not doing that because they're not the awful people that you represent them as, right? They're not doing it because that's not what they want.
There are men out there that are like that, and the only reason why they're refraining from doing that is because you still have police systems that are in place, right? Once that stuff goes away, though, best believe that these streets are gonna look far worse than the Purge movies.
Not trying to do that.
We are losing men to peace.
And I want to get this real quick that made me think of a precept. I'm telling you, man, the women are the most powerful beings on earth. Most powerful beings. They don't have to take accountability for their actions at all. Meaning they don't have to correct anything that they do. Energy lockdowns, stormtroopers. You don't see the signs that this place is perishing, man. Still holding on to Babylon the Great, I guess. Micah 7:10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh the Most High power? Right? Where is the coming of your Lord? Since the days of ancient, things have continued on like they were before, right? Or if you paraphrase. My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. These women are at ease. They can see the sunshines and rainbows. You'll see very soon, more and more. And you wicked men too. You're not exempt from this judgment that the Lord has in place for you. It says, then my enemies, in NLT, then my enemies will see that the Lord Yahweh is on my side. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They will be ashamed that they taunted me, saying, so where is Yahweh, that God of yours? With my own eyes, I will see their downfall. They will be trampled like mud in the streets. Right? I remember my mother said something similar to my father. You said that the world was going to end. Right? Same spirited people.
We are losing men to ourselves. Men no longer prioritize women. The man at peace is an unbuyable man. Some women are still thinking that men are in that scenario of chasing after, calling, despairing for the lack of a woman, for her absence, when in reality, today's man, he is increasingly valued.
Very soon, Isaiah 13 and 12 is going to be the standard, right? Isaiah 13 and 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man in the golden of Ophir. Not just any man, the Israelite man. Not just any Israelite man, the elect Israelite man. Lord willing, we be that number. Isaiah 32 and 1, it says, behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. As much as these women hate men, want to be independent, and do things on their own, and all this other stuff, very soon they're going to have to put their pride to the side, or they're just going to be destroyed. They're going to get slain in these streets, as I stated, as I mentioned in Micah, the 7th chapter, right? They're going to be trodden down as a mire in the streets. They're not going to be able to stand up or go toe-to-toe to a man, or even be able to protect themselves, in most cases, in the times that are coming. So they're going to need that coupling from a man, that protection, whether they like it or not. And those who are opposed to it, they gonna be asked out. That's on them, just quite frankly. But a lot of these women are going to revert back to their feminine, natural, biological states.
He understood that a woman is not the center. Do business. He sees his life.
That's another reason, once again, why men are going back to not chasing women, right? We're returning to the ancient ways.
A woman is not the most important thing in the world. It is perfectly possible to live without one. Today's high-value man, he seeks to make money. He seeks to do business. He seeks to grow, to develop himself. He removed women from his focus. Today's man, he realized that his peace is worth more. There is no relationship that can buy his peace.
At the end of the day, if you want a woman in your life, that's just an addition. But like she said, it shouldn't be your main thing, right? We always gotta have something you're working towards, keeping your focus on, right? Women are the least of our concerns. We know Isaiah 4:1 is gonna come to pass, but in that day, we're not gonna be thinking about pussy or any of these other things that come with women, right? We're gonna be surviving, trying to survive. So a woman coming in your space is gonna be the least concerns, man. The Lord's gonna provide you with what you can handle, however many you want or need, whatever.
Today's man, he is unbuyable. He is non-negotiable. The peace he chose for his life has become non-negotiable. If you are a woman and
People look at me, my friends, they'll be like, oh, E, why you don't talk to nobody? Why you don't, you know what I'm saying, have no girlfriend? Why you don't want no girlfriend? I don't see the benefits. I've been at peace with myself for the last few years. I'm not taking these hoes serious, you know, not seeking relationships with them. And now I've put off dating, so if people say, oh, you're lonely. No, somebody told me that yesterday. I always see you by yourself. You're lonely. No, I'm not lonely. I'm just alone. And there's a difference between the two. There's nothing wrong with being alone. When you're alone, you're at peace with yourself. You learn about yourself. You learn how to correct and better yourself. Being alone is a physical state of being by oneself, which can be peaceful and voluntary, which is what I'm doing. Lonely is an emotional state of feeling disconnected, sad, or unfulfilled, which I don't feel, which can occur even in a crowd. While alone is often neutral or positive, loneliness is a negative feeling of missing companionship. Alone is solitude, a physical, objective state of being alone. It can be empowering, restful, and a choice for self-reflection, right? My last year, when I was in school, I want to tell you, after December, like the whole next semester, I literally was like alone. Or it wasn't even, it might have been November or December, something like that. But I just became alone. I wasn't hanging out with friends. I wasn't trying to get on any women. I was going straight to class, coming back and, you know, focusing on the truth. And that was probably the most peace I had ever. I was just completely dialed in. I didn't have no outside distractions or anything like that. That was really how I learned about myself. I learned that, you know, I can be alone. I feel like every man has to have that time in their life where they're alone, or they don't need anybody or need to really depend on others, right? Lonely is an isolation, an emotional, subjective feeling of being separated, unloved, or empty, regardless of who is around you.
are waiting for a man to venerate you, a man to idolize you, a man to...
And at the end of the day, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, Lord's going to provide you with a woman that's right for you, that's virtuous, man. You know, that's a gift from the Lord. Ecclesiastes 26:1, blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord. Right.
dote on you. I'm very sorry. But perhaps that won't happen because the more time passes, the more we have seen that today's generation of men is not like the generation of old. And it is we women who have been losing high value men, serious men, hardworking men, dedicated men.
Can someone explain to me why I just saw?
Go ahead and get one of my favorite precepts I haven't brought it out in a while. Job 39:17, because God hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. Right? They don't understand this. But I'm saying that girl was, so like that woman was correcting the things that she was saying.
Saw a video of a woman getting on here saying that men are not as attractive as they think they are. But in the comments, all of the women in the comments are like, oh my God, yeah, you're right. I've never seen a good looking man in real life. I don't even think men are attractive. None of them are attractive. All of them are, unattractive. And I would never even talk to them because they're not good looking enough. And for me, it really is the audacity that a lot of women come online and they say stuff like that. Meanwhile, women have Botox, filler, you have hair extensions, you have lashes, you have makeup, you have filters, you have all of this stuff to enhance your beauty, but then you don't know how to fix your personality. Because if a man came on this app and sat here and said, women are unattractive, there's no attractive women out there, blah, blah, blah. The same kind of rhetoric that these women are spewing, if a man were to do the same thing, y'all would eat him alive in the comments. But it's true. The majority of us women are average. We are so basic. And the only reason that you think that you are a 10 out of 10 is because you have everyone around you that are yes people, that are validating your experience, that are never going to tell you the truth. And you have so much to cover up your actual insecurities, which is why you feel so comfortable coming on the internet
and a lot of that has to do with social media, We call it hoflation. A lot of these average women, basic women, and don't get me wrong, these women be looking good and stuff like that, but there's a whole bunch of good looking women out there on the planet Earth, right? It doesn't separate you from the flock. A lot of women don't know how to separate themselves from the flock or even get or obtain a man, which a woman will obtain a man through her feminine traits. A lot of these women nowadays have taken on masculine traits through them following feminism. So that's completely destroyed the dating market, and that's the reason why I say that. Both sides play a part in it, but majority of it is a lot of men are serious and doing and taking care of business, but these women have no loyalty at all, and they have no self-respect or shamefacedness about them at all. So it makes it kind of hard to even take these women in this generation serious, which is why, once again, as the brother Shaquan would say, we need salvation.
shitting on men in the first place. And the reality is that the majority of women, if you take away all the makeup, all the extra shit that we do, a lot of y'all don't even have good personalities to match it. A lot of you are rude, selfish, inconsiderate, don't take constructive criticism, don't know how to communicate, are passive aggressive, are mean to each other while you pretend to be girls.
Yeah, they superficial, man. They fake. So how much more, if women don't even like each other and they're in competition with each other, how much more worse do you think it is for our men? Ecclesiastes 25:13, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Right? And that's why, the Apostle Paul just told us to be single in these times, because he knew. He was warning us, right? He knew that you take a hold of a woman in a sense that you marry her and she make her your wife or your girlfriend, that you're going to have troubles in the flesh due to this wicked kingdom that we live in today.
And then not only do you tear down each other, but then you want to tear down the men without ever doing any inner work or having any kind of self-awareness as to why your mindset is so negative about everyone around you. Or why you have to use lashes and filler and Botox to mask all of your insecurities in the first place, but then blame the men as to why you feel that way in the first place when really you're competing with other women. I just think if you're going to come online and shit on men about how they look or how they dress.
And big on to compete with other women. It's funny to see stuff like that play out in real life if you have enough discernment to notice those type of situations play out. I've seen it happen on numerous occasions. It's pretty funny because it's just the way men and women operate is completely different, you know.
Or that they're balding, or that they're getting older, or that they have nothing to offer, or they have no money, and you're yapping online all day about how shitty men are, then don't expect the men in the comments to then turn around and be nice to you. They are not entitled to being kind or nice or respectful to you if your mindset is to constantly shit on them. Okay, bye.
Yeah, fellas, know your worth, man, and don't take no shit from these women. Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there. Call hello, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone, once again, who taught me the truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day closer to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing. Shalom, Israel, Shalom.